Hello and welcome to the City of Grove City Safety Complex. My name is Todd Hurley. I'm the Information Systems Manager for the city, as well as your instructor for LET 215. The Grove City Safety Complex is home to the Grove City Division of Police, as well as the Grove City Mayor's Court. The Grove City Safety Complex is also the location of our Communications Center. Our Communications Center is staffed by 13 dispatchers and 1 supervisor. So today we're going to take a tour of the Communications Center and give you an idea of some of the technology that's involved in the Communications Center. Just to give you a brief background about Grove City. Grove City is in the southwest portion of Franklin County. We're a suburb of Columbus with a population of about 35,000. Grove City lies wholly in Jackson Township and a neighboring township, Pleasant Township. That's important that because we do dispatching for fire for Jackson Township and Pleasant Township. So let's head inside. We'll take a look at some of the technology components in our communication center and address some of the questions that you'll be answering on the discussion board this week. The Grove City Communication Center is split up into 3 separate dispatching workstations. All workstations are set up identical, so each function can be performed from any of the 3 dispatching workstations. The first dispatching station that we're seeing here is the one that's dedicated towards fire dispatching. Fire and medic calls are dispatched by that particular dispatcher. The next one, as we pan to the left here, is the police workstation. This dispatcher will be dedicated to doing police functions. Both dispatchers in this case are call takers, and then the dispatching is handled is segregated. The Grove City Communication Center is a PSAP for all Grove City landline calls, as well as all of Southwest Franklin County wireless calls. About 2 years ago, the makeup of the calls that we received switched from the majority being landline calls to now that the majority is wireless calls. So we average 62 to 65% of the calls in a given year come in through a mobile device. This last workstation you see here is a third dispatching workstation, which is an overflow. It is staffed primarily about 50% of the time, depending on shift and the busy times of when calls are at a higher volume. This next segment will focus on computer-aided dispatch. This dispatcher is dispatching for police. You see the window that's at the top, the light blue is all the active calls. The one in the lower left is a detail of a specific call, and then you see the chat window, which is on the lower right. That is to chat officers in the car. The screen on the left here shows the access control or the jail control to control the doors in the jail. And as we pan back to the other side, we'll come around here and look at the third window, or the third screen, is the active or available units that can be dispatched at any given time. Grove City runs about 8 to 10 patrol cars per shift and hire it to other times during the day. This screen here is the fire dispatch screen, the yellow and red, the yellow being medic units and the red being fire units, and again doing the same type of function where they are dispatching for those calls. The LEADS terminal is our access to the LEADS system, or Law Enforcement Automated Data System. All driving records, criminal history records can be checked through this, and it's managed by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. And this is our dedicated terminal for that purpose. The City of Grove City owns and operates one of the 4 public safety radio systems in Franklin County. This is a Gold Elite terminal that shows is how the dispatchers access that 800 megahertz system. As you can see up here, we have 2 of our main channels, our police main and our fire main. And some of the traffic that has been broadcast on each of those lists below in that resource. Below that, you can see the tactical channels that are used by the police department and the fire department. There are common channels that are used for other events. On the right-hand side here, you see the green resources are tones that are used to tone out fire stations. So in the middle of the night, a tone is set off. It turns on the loudspeakers at the fire department, and then they can hear the calls that are dispatched for them. All the 911 calls that come into the Grove City Communication Center are answered on this computer-based phone. We have 2 landline trunks and 2 wireless trunks to answer. You'll see in the upper left-hand corner here is where the alley information would come in. The alley information would be an address associated with the caller. We also answer our administrative lines on this particular phone. So all of our non-emergency numbers can be answered on this phone system. So the dispatcher is only answering one piece of equipment. They have the ability to transfer calls and do other third-party calling. The 2 devices you see here are some of the ways that we handle our interoperability. The black is the Region 4 Homeland Security radio, which we use to talk to other agencies. The white box is how we would transfer our 911 calls in case we had an outage of some sort to a neighboring agency. 911 and AVL plotting is very important. All the workstations have the ability to do this, but this particular display is at the front of the communication center, and it displays all the active calls that we have going as well as AVL data. You'll see that the blue cars represent police calls, the red boxes are fire calls that have multiple units on those, and you also see some of the AVL data that's as the cars move around the map, their position is updated from our police cars. I will be posting in the content area a good demonstration of how and why plotting 911 calls is important. It was a call that we received 2 years ago, but you'll understand why that is important. Another function of the dispatcher is to monitor the activities of the jail. This is the video that shows our jail, and when police officers are back there, we record audio and video so that we can have a recording of the processing of any arrestee that goes through our jail. The City of Grove City has over 100 cameras throughout its public facilities, from City Hall to parks to the police complex. The dispatchers have the ability to look at and monitor up to 48. There are 48 cameras that are displayed on these 2 screens, and it gives them access to cameras either at our service complex, our pools, parks, City Hall, and again, that gives them the ability to track movement of people throughout the city facilities. It is a important aspect to our dispatchers having the ability to look and see if there is trouble at one of the city facilities that might be triggered, or their attention might be triggered by a panic button at one of our locations. So again, having the ability to track and look at some of the cameras is an important function for the dispatchers. This has been a very short and crude, albeit video tour of our dispatching center. If anybody would like to have a more detailed tour, feel free to contact me, or if you have any other questions, you can email me.